Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. You know, when you consider that Conah Walker lost an English title fight to Samuel Antwi back in 2022, and then subsequently lost an 8-rounder to Kane Gardner, and I think Lewis Crocker beat him unanimously. That would have been probably a couple of years later, probably last year I think it was. When you consider all that, 3 defeats in 3 years. The fact that he's now won the Commonwealth, the British welterweight title, and has just defended it with an excellent performance, a 7th-round knockout of the very capable Liam Taylor. I mean, this guy's career is enjoying a complete reversal, and I'm tempted to call it an Indian summer, but the guy's got plenty left. He's 30 years old now, Conah Walker. He's done everything the hard way. Apart from the fight, as I've mentioned. I mean, he won the titles, the Commonwealth and British title off Harry Scarf. That was an 11th round TKO. He beat a past his best Lewis Ritson on a unanimous decision over 10. Cyrus Patterson was untested in 6, but he did stop him in, I think he stopped him in 6 or 8 rounds. I think Patterson retired on his stool. But he was always brought in as the potential loser, Conah Walker, and he's done nothing but impress, to be honest with you. You know, a defeat here, a good win there, an upset here, and suddenly he's flying. He's flying, and I think this might just be his best performance, the best performance of his career, because Liam Taylor came in with 28 wins, 14 KOs. 2 defeats. One was a bad 2nd-round stoppage to David Avanesian. I think he's got a draw on his record as well, against, I can't remember, Darren Tetley or Chris Jenkins maybe. Anyway, I think it was a technical draw, head clash. But anyway, apart from that, he's a capable guy. He's a capable fighter, no doubt about it. And the Avanesian fight was a rather audacious shot at the EBU title, but Avanesian, we know at European level, is very, very dangerous. He can't quite make that transition to world level, but for European fighters, he's always going to be a handful. He also lost, this is Liam Taylor I'm talking about, he also lost a 10-rounder, it was a 10-rounder, to Tyrone Nurse, and that was about 9 or 10 years ago. And Tyrone Nurse was on it then. I mean, he was at his peak, I think. So to get chopped down in a British title fight by Conah Walker, and maybe it shows his level. I mean, against a lesser opponent, someone who's not quite got the momentum and the schooling and the seasoning of Walker, perhaps Taylor could have picked up the British belt, but not this time. No. Conah Walker, the fight began, and Taylor actually began very well. He landed a couple of sort of audacious long uppercuts. You're not meant to lead with the uppercut, of course, but he did, and he connected, especially with one of them right on the tip of Connor's nose, and you're thinking, oh my God, that's not exactly where you want to get caught. But noticeably, Conah Walker didn't, he may have blinked, but he didn't back off. He kept walking forward. And Taylor was doing some good work. He was boxing very well, but he was busy, very, very busy. And this is a 12-round fight. And it was noticeable that he wasn't really having much of an effect on Conah Walker in terms of containing him. Walker was still, dare I say it, walking forward, boom, boom. And Walker has got a brilliant jab, a shotgun jab. He only fires the singles. He doesn't double up on it much, but when it lands, it has a visible effect. And that was noticeable as early as the 1st round, because Walker landed a punch right at the death of the round, in the last 10 seconds, and he seemed to shake Taylor. And even though I gave Taylor the round on work rate, it was noticeable that he looked a bit a bit shaken by Walker's power. In the second round, I thought Walker won that. I think I gave him the third as well. But again, it was noticeable that Walker was forcing Taylor to fight at a pace, a very high pace, whereas Walker was not firing. He wasn't firing that many punches. He was firing, like I say, the jab was excellent. He was banging to the body a little bit. Conah Walker is quite a crafty fighter. He doesn't get a lot of plaudits for his technique, but he's one of those fighters who he does these little subtle feints, even at high guard, subtle feints, and he'll catch you with the punch you're not expecting. Very, very, quite underrated. I mean, I'm not saying he's world level, but, he's quite underrated. He doesn't just walk forward looking to sort of land huge bombs. He's looking to grind you down. It's that, as we always say, the water on rock effect. And after the third round, Taylor, in his corner, had a look of, in his eyes of, oh my God, I've got to climb this mountain. Whereas Walker was smiling. Walker was, yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing. And Conah Walker, you felt that after about 5 rounds, I thought, well, even if you're giving the rounds to Taylor, you're giving the fight to Walker. It looked to me like there was, like one guy might be nicking the rounds, but the other guy's kind of winning the fight overall. And there were a couple of good body punches in there as well from Walker. One of them almost unhinged Taylor's legs. He sort of staggered back a little bit, but he managed to get upright again. And then I think was it the 5th or 6th round? He actually seemed to be perhaps Taylor. This is getting his second win, because he actually boxed really well. He was boxing well, just at a pace he didn't perhaps like, a very draining pace. But you got the feeling that something could happen, and sure enough, in the 7th round, it did happen. Courtesy of a really like a huge left hook that crashed onto the side of Taylor's jaw. And he seemed to go down like a deck chair, in slow motion, in segments, incremental. And then he was on his front, and he just couldn't beat the count. He was out, too badly stunned, I think. But that leap-in left hook that Walker threw, he threw that at the end of the first round and stung Taylor. And there were a couple of times when he did it. He led with this long left hook. And in the 7th, it lowered the boom. And so it was really a one-punch count-out by Walker. And Taylor, when he stood up, he looked, first of all, he looked exhausted. But then, considering the heat wave we've been having, I'm not bloody surprised. I think we've all been exhausted. But the difference is, of course, we're not having to deliver and take punches. But I thought that this was a very, very mature, intelligent performance by Walker against a very good boxer, a guy in Liam Taylor, who might be 34, but I don't think he showed it. I think he looked in, pretty much pristine condition. Like I say, he'd only lost twice before. But yeah, Conah Walker. I mean, this was the first defence of his British title. Afterwards, he was talking about wanting Riyadh money, get me over to Riyadh. He was very, very complimentary of Eddie Hearn. Said, thank you for everything. Thank you for what you've done. You've changed my life, blah, blah, blah. And Hearn was, thank you very much. But Hearn was talking about possibly Walker winning the Lonsdale belt outright. That's certainly an option. It's a great belt to have. Beautiful belt. Or maybe moving on, possibly European level. I don't know. He's got something left. And he seems to be improving, Conah Walker. And then why wouldn't he? Even though he had those 3 defeats. He's now got, what has he got now? 15 wins 15 wins, 3 defeats. I think he's got a draw on his record as well. But he can go further. He can go further. Maybe to European level. And for a guy who's been given nothing and had to earn everything, I mean, this is a real turnaround of his career, I think, and deservedly so. As far as Liam Taylor goes, I mean, he might be one of those nearly men. You know, he is a British level fighter, definitely. Good skills. And if he wants to make another run at it, I mean, I didn't see anything that suggested he was shot or, you know, anything like that. He just lost to a better guy on the day. Of course, this is the type of defeat that might take something out of him, maybe in terms of ambition or miles on the clock or whatever. But if he wants to keep on dedicating himself to the sport, I don't see why he can't make another run at the British title. But we'll see as usual. And so, what do you think? What do you think of Conah Walker? How far do you think Conah Walker can go? And do you think Liam Taylor can come back? You know, whatever thoughts you got, leave them down below. I'll have a read of them. And thank you very much for watching the video. Please like it if you did enjoy it. It always helps the channel out. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you could subscribe. That'd be great too. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Phew, what a scorcher these last few days have been. Bloody hell. Anyway, hope you're surviving, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.